And everybody, Robert Corner Drap here. I'm going to run through this pretty quick because we just got done watching Tuesday night Smackdown. I so badly want to give some passion on this one because they were trying. I got to give them credit. They were doing something different. It may not be something I am a fan of, but I will absolutely give them all of the credit in the world for trying to do a few things different. Did that make it interesting? No. Didn't really hold my attention all that well, so we're just going to kind of whip through this really quick. And plus, I got to get up early tomorrow to go to work for a 4-hour shift that's really stupid, so let's do this. We're going to start with the moment, the acknowledgement for Matthew Rossi Anoa'i, who passed away today from heart failure. He's Roman Reigns' brother. He was in the WWE for a while. Condolences from me, I guess, as little as that matters to the Anoa'i family. And I don't really know his career all that well, because I'm sure there are people who know it far better than I do. But we'll move on. There was a replay of last week's Smackdown. All the things that went on, all the reveals from the Superstar shakeup. And Charlotte comes out and she just starts ranting about how it's been a week and she hasn't been given a WWE women's title match yet. She even manages to work in a Fast and the Furious reference, which, why? Because WWE wants to constantly dabble with pop culture. They're fucking stupid for it. Naomi comes out basically saying, okay, you know what, I'm a fighting champion. I don't care if they don't, if we're in Chicago, we're in Louisville, I don't care. Wherever we are, no matter what it is, we don't have kings here on SmackDown. We don't have queens here on SmackDown. We have opportunities. And you know what? If you want to come out here and try and take my title, I'll put it on the line. Let's do this. And they start fighting. They start brawling. Ref runs out because Naomi dumped her out of the ring. And Charlotte, manages to ditch the stupid thing she wears. She wears like the most elaborate coats to the ring. It's completely impractical. But the ref tries to start containing the brawl. That doesn't work. Shane comes out and that stops the both of them. Shane announces that the match tonight that they're going to be having is not going to be a WWE Women's Championship match, but rather a number one contenders match. And if Charlotte wins, she'll face Naomi next week. Whatever. Charlotte jumps back in the ring, attacks Naomi, dumps her out, holds up the belt. Naomi gets back in the ring, beats up Charlotte, dumps her back out, holds up her belt again. What the hell? No, stupid. We go to commercial, we come back. Natalya and Shane McMahon are having a conversation backstage, listen, I'm Natty basically saying I'm amazing and I should have a title shot right now, but the hell are you doing? Shane replying, hey, you had your shot. We gave it to you at WrestleMania. You didn't win. That is when Carmella and Ellsworth come in, they, basically agreeing with Natalya that Charlotte shouldn't jump the line, but her still doing so anyway. And that's also when Tamina shows up. Why? They all three start arguing and bickering, and then they take it away. You don't take it off screen. And then we go to the 6-pack challenge for the WWE #1 contender. Number one, why the fuck is a match for the most important title in your company going on first? Can anybody on the planet Earth with a brain explain that to me? Why you would open the show with this match when there are 3 other matches tonight that could have gone first and would have been fine? Hell, why not start with the match you were already starting to book? You got these women down in the ring, you got a ref, we've already announced that it's going to be for this. Start the match. Why? Bless you.
Sorry.
It's okay. It happens. And I straight out wrote, 6-pack challenge is first? What the fuck? Capital letters. I'm picking Harper. It didn't take too long for, them to, they all paired off in the separate corners and on the ropes, and they start working, and then they eventually, most of them end up outside the ring. They also go to commercial. They come back to 3 corner spots trying to set up for superplexes. 2 of them go off, in which I think it was Eric Rowan gave Dolph Ziggler a superplex. Luke Harper gave, I think it was I was pretty sure it was Mojo Rawley, a superplex. And then Jinder Mahal was trying to give Sami Zayn one, but he did a sunset flip and pinned him, or tried to pin him. Got it close too. There was another spot I marked out was Harper with a mid-rope tope suicida twice. Oh! No, dude, you are huge. It's like Big E doing it. I always get a little nervous when the big guys start trying to do those moves. There's just so much more to hurt. There was another spot I marked out. Eric Rowan power bombing Dolph Ziggler into everybody outside, and everybody's dead. Wasn't a bad spot. And I wrote this wrong when I wrote it. Jinder Mahal wins after, and I wrote Shining Stars. It was actually the Bollywood Boys, because I didn't realize it was the Bollywood Boys, because who gives a fuck about the Bollywood Boys? They stop Sami Zayn from hitting off the haluva kick. Why in the unholy fuck was Jinder Mahal booked to win this match? Number one, having Luke Harper go after Randy Orton would have been a far better story and a reward for keeping him for putting him in the fucking Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal when it was really his efforts that kept that feud between him and Bray Wyatt from going stale. Number 2, why the fuck didn't Sami Zayn win it? He was an absolute perfect candidate for this. The underdog who's never gotten it. It's not that you can't put, you could put Orton versus Zayn and have it, work. He doesn't have to win. In fact, him losing after being pursuant is his story. So that way when he finally does win, when he finally puts one on, it'll be the greatest moment of all time. But Jinder picks up the mic to start a promo, and the crowd is shitting all over it, just nuclear heat. They're in Kentucky, I can feel it from here. Orton comes out after, Jinder's promo. He starts cutting his promo on Jinder. Who here legit thinks that Randy Orton is going to lose to Jinder Mahal at Backlash? Comments. In fact, throw hashtag can't hinder the Jinder on there if you think Jinder Mahal's going to win. He's not. There's no way. Bray Wyatt cuts a promo on the Titantron. Nobody cares. Charlotte is actually seen heading towards the ring, and she's kind of stopped by Natalya, Carmella, and Tamina, and Ellsworth. This is where I thought, because there was a sly little comment, well, since the management's not going to take care of it, I guess we got to take matters into our own hands. I thought that meant we're going to go down there and we're going to beat the fuck out of Charlotte. We're going to cost her title match at Backlash or for next week by beating her up in the back on her way to the ring. And they didn't do a damn thing. They didn't lay a finger on her. Why? Number 1 contenders match. I wrote here, so didn't care. Charlotte won. It was the only way that match was going to end. You can't, with the roster you have and the fact that there's only really 3 women on the roster who have legitimate chances to beat Natalya, to beat Naomi. We got Natalya, we got Tamina. She's come back, she looked hard. And who else do we have? We got Lana coming in? No, can't do it. She's a pretty girl. She's not going to beat her. Carmella's kind of there, but she's on the bottom of the list. The match wouldn't be great. Moving on. American Alpha versus the Shining Stars. The Shining Stars win. I don't care. Didn't care at all. Owens is going to have a Face of America Open Challenge. So basically he went out to the ring, had a local jobber out there, squashed him, cut a promo, a good heel promo, and then joined commentary for the Baron Corbin versus AJ Styles match, which wasn't terrible. It was actually a decent match. but nothing really, standing out except for the ending where uh, Baron Corbin like back body drops AJ into KO, and then AJ launches Corbin into the crowd, manages to scramble into the ring just before the 10 count, and he wins. You don't see Corbin again, and you don't really ever see Owens get up. Dumb. All in all, I mean, they did a few other things tonight. They did a couple vignettes. They did one for Shinsuke Nakamura, and Ty Dillinger introduced his own. I don't like Jinder Mahal because, and I mean, I'm glad he can get some real heel heat, but his character, what's his character? I'm from abroad, and therefore, while being better than you Americans, what? And I guess he's now. They make mention in his intro that he's from India. There's a lot of good guys from there. I'll give him that. But HGH Mahal, I think that my problem with Jinder is that he hasn't been given enough time to develop a character enough to make me want to care about him. That's my biggest problem. Why I hated his win tonight. I'm glad it wasn't Mojo Rawley, because Mojo Rawley has the same problem. He doesn't have a character. We don't know anything about him. Why do I care about Mojo Rawley? Who is Mojo Rawley? At least Heath Slater had a thing. He had a thing. He started out, he was a social out, it was like he just floated around these lower card things, and then when the draft happened, he became the most eligible draft pick because he was not signed by either brand, and they played into this, and every week he would show up on either show and try and get him to sign him a contract. And then the tag team championship, the inaugural Smackdown tag team tournament started, and you started learning about Heath Slater and the fact that he's got kids. He's doing this because this is his job. That's a thing for him. He has to do it. And I like that. Everybody liked it. So when Slater and Rhino won the inaugural championships, it was fine. It was great. It was a good feeling. Jimmy and Jay Uso. The only reason I cared about them was because they did the thing where they were like, listen, we were on Roman's side, and now we're not, because he's not going anywhere, basically. So they changed themselves. They didn't like the reaction they were getting, so they changed themselves. Until they realized that, hey, we're doing this for us. And that's fine. A development of a character, good or evil, is not important. Developing the character to have clear motivations is what good writing does. and I can't put it any simpler than Guardians of the Galaxy. Groot. Groot cannot say more than 3 words. Insequential. I am Groot. But every time he says it, no matter what he's saying out loud, his facial expressions, his actions show the motivation that he has. Hell, the only time he's ever said anything other than I am Groot, he said we are Groot. And he actually was looking at Rocket and he... Right there. Showing motivation. Showing a clear definition of character, rather. What are we getting out of Jinder Mahal? Nothing. Why do we like Kevin Owens? He's got a character. He's got motivations. He's got a background and a history and thoughts and opinions that he expresses. Jinder Mahal, this was the first time ever I'd heard him cut a promo that told me anything about him. And you might say that the first promo I ever heard from him was when he went to Stephanie McMahon to break up the tag team he'd formed with Rusev. But here's the thing. They need to get that feud going. Lana's going to be on SmackDown. Why the fuck is she a burlesque dancer? Keep seeing those vignettes. Don't want them. Don't want it at all. Anyway, overall, I'd actually give it a 4 out of 10. This was not a good episode of SmackDown. This did a little worse than Raw. So, thank you for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, share, do all those wonderful things that, make a difference. And I will see you guys next time. Later.